Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy visited the command post of the Pokrovsk tactical group, where he met with commanders of the drone line, a unit that unites the best UAV divisions of the Ukrainian armed forces.
Thank you for your service. Thank you.
President Zelenskyy reviewed the initial results of the drone line operations in Donetsk region and on Russian territory, discussing with unit commanders plans to expand the project. Ukrainian drones have proven to be highly effective on the battlefield. One of the latest innovations by Ukrainian developers is fiber optic drones, which cannot be detected by Russian electronic warfare systems. Operators from the Dovbush Hornet strike UAV company of the 68th Separate Ranger Brigade demonstrated how they targeted Russian forces in the Pokrovsk sector.
Do you see it? It's right there.
After several weeks of relative quiet, Russian forces are attempting to resume offensive operations in the Pokrovsk sector. However, Ukrainian operational strategic group Odesa reports that these attacks lack the intensity seen in previous months.
Pokrovsk remains one of their key objectives, but as of early March they had been exhausted both in manpower and equipment. After taking a brief pause of several weeks, they are now trying to re-energize their offensive in this direction. The scale isn't the same anymore, because there just aren't that many of them there, but still, they are partially back. Viktor Treugubov, spokesman of the Operational Strategic Group of Troops Odesa, during a broadcast on the United News Telethon.
Fortification work around Pokrovsk continues non-stop, as every additional meter of defensive structures help contain the advance of Russian occupation forces.
We've built not just defensive positions, we are working flexibly, striking incoming enemy forces. Our counter-drone systems are performing excellently. We've implemented a full-scale strategy, including electronic warfare and strategic levels. Complex drone strikes are taking place. We now have drone interception systems, not only ground-based but aerial as well. This has significantly reduced the intensity of enemy drone attacks.
In Donetsk region, Ukrainian forces are also deploying Yagoza, spiral wire barriers. Soldiers of the 93rd Separate Mechanized Brigade, Holodny Yar, explain that these barriers are used to impede enemy infantry and armored vehicles. The barriers are installed using ground-based drones.
I believe the future belongs to these ground-based systems. They make our job easier across all fronts. There's still room for improvement, but we are making progress. The most important thing is to protect our personnel.
The Russian army continues to strike Pokrovsk using guided aerial bombs and attack drones. Every day civilians are killed in Donetsk region as a result of attacks by the Russian army. Local authorities are continuing evacuations.
In Pokrovsk, Russian forces killed a 41-year-old man and a 66-year-old woman. In Kramatorsk, one person was injured. In the Rozliv village, 2 civilians were wounded by an FPV drone strike. Additionally, the identities of 2 individuals killed in a recent Russian strike on Siversk have been confirmed. Russians are attacking civilians daily, every day new victims. Vadim Filashkin, head of the Donetsk Regional Military Administration, on Telegram.
Meanwhile, intense combat continues in the neighboring Terezhsk sector. Ukrainian Air Force strikes have successfully hit a Russian troop concentration area, targeting the 1st Separate Guard Motor Rifle Brigade and the 103rd Motorized Rifle Regiment. According to the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the strike eliminated Russian personnel, including assault groups and drone operators. Reported by Katerina Bastun, Victoria Smirnova, UATV News.
Such sounds were heard in the evening of March 20th by residents of apartment buildings near the area in Odessa that was hit by Russian shelling. Russian strike drones flew very close to residential buildings. According to local residents, witnesses said that it was the loudest evening since the beginning of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
It was loud, a lot of flashes. For this area, it was definitely the most intense. How do you feel this morning? It's okay. Yesterday was worse.
This is what one of the witnesses of Russian attack saw in her yard after the shelling. As a result of the drone strike, dozens of cars were burned, a car dealership, an auto service station, and stores selling household appliances were damaged.
First, there was a loud buzzing over the house, and about 10 seconds later, a very strong explosion. After about a minute, another loud buzzing, then another explosion, then a break, and then it happened again. Everyone who was at home was scared. This is a plumbing store. We used to buy products here all the time. There were never any military facilities here. Why would it be destroyed?
At the time of the Russian strike, 3 teenagers were near the epicenter of the explosion. The children received minor injuries and their lives are no longer in danger.
Rescuers and volunteers eliminated the aftermath. Large fires broke out. A shopping center and stores were burning, and a high-rise building was damaged. One of the city's fire stations was also affected. Graves and monuments at a cemetery were damaged.
On the night of March 21st, the Russian army attacked again with drones. The target of the Russian drones was the Odessa region. As a result, a non-operating children's camp was damaged. Reported by Alexandra Zaslavets, Ksenia Sitinska, UATV News.